So in this video, I'm going to show, in my opinion, one of the most powerful and useful guard passing mechanics in Jiu-Jitsu. The core objective when you pass the guard is to get around your opponent's legs and flatten them in a chest-to-chest position. The problem is sometimes your opponent keeps their core super tight, so it's really hard to stabilize. Or they stay really far on their side, making it hard to fully flatten them out into a full side control or north-south position. This is where the head tripod position is an extremely useful tool, both at flattening your opponent out when their core is tight and also stabilizing them to the center when they're trying to stay on their side. So I'm going to go through the core details of this passing mechanic, and then I'm going to give you guys 3 really effective ways you can set this up when passing the guard. And remember guys, if you enjoy these style of videos, be sure to like and leave a comment to help support the channel. The first key feature of this mechanic is how it kills your opponent's flexibility in a north-south scramble. Often when you're trying to pass the guard, going directly to side control can be very difficult because your opponent keeps their elbow and knees connected, making it really hard to lock in on the guard pass. However, when we go towards north-south and we use our head like a tripod in their sternum or solar plexus, we can press their core down towards the mat. If your opponent's tailbone or hips are up off the floor, they have a lot more mobility to scramble and get their legs in between you and them to make it difficult to pass the guard. When we drive their hips down towards the floor, we eliminate the flexibility in their legs and hips to be able to defend the guard pass. Another powerful mechanic of this is how it helps stop your opponent from turning on their side. When we ultimately finish a guard pass, we need both of our opponent's shoulder blades locked to the mat. So if he's already on his side when we're initiating the pass, even if we've cleared the legs, we still have to stabilize them flat. So once we get around, if we can lock our head in their sternum, and we can do this with a lapel grip or an over the back grip or even a crossface, it makes it so much easier to drive them back towards the mat because your head acts as a block stopping them from turning and allows you to consolidate and eventually lock in with the chest-to-chest control. Once you flatten them enough, you can switch from the head drive locking into a full chest-to-chest control, which now will allow you to switch to actually attack for submissions or progress towards mount. In the case that they overturn trying to defend your tripod, this will often expose their back, making you able to transition towards the back or progress straight to choke attacks. So now we're going to look at the 3 main ways you can set this position up. The first one is in any form of Toriondo or pass sequence where you run around your opponent. Often when we Toriondo, we try to go straight into side control with knee on belly or chest-to-chest pressure. But as your opponent frames, it can be difficult to get close. This is where changing angle and dropping in and often throwing an arm over the back allows you to get a good angle to tripod your head in. Once you lock this position in, it's very difficult for your opponent, no matter how flexible, to start bringing their legs back in, and you can slowly drive them towards the center, lock their hips down, and consolidate in more traditional side control finishes. Sometimes when I Toriondo, I'll even go almost all the way past north-south to the other side and drop an attack from the other angle with my right arm over the back, tripoding the head in as well. If I feel like it's hard to go over the shoulder, I'll actually pummel my arm inside of their armpit and go down the back, and again lock the tripod in and consolidate to finish the pass. Another powerful situation to use this is in a long step variation, either with a club down the back or controlling the lapel. Often if my opponent has my collar and pulls on it, there's no frame, so I can drop in tight to start to consolidate the position. Or if they're busy trying to control my sleeves or do something else, I can latch in quick and drop in. Once I get in with my shoulder, my head can quickly switch to the tripod, and now I can either consolidate holding the lapel, switch to a full crossface, or go over the back to finish the position. A knee cut is another powerful situation to go for this pass. Often when I do a knee cut, I like to get a clean cut, control their arm, and immediately lock to a chest-to-chest position. However, sometimes you'll go through and your opponent closes off the elbow-knee space, so I transition more towards north-south. And again, once we get into this north-south situation, it can become a bit of a pummel battle, digging your arms in, trying to eliminate the frames, but the main crux of the position is tripoding your head into their sternum and looking to pummel your arms into the best situation possible to lock their hip down, drive them towards the mat, and consolidate in a traditional finishing position. And realistically, once you understand this, you can see it in so many situations and scrambles whenever you get around the guard, or if you backstep out of X guard, or you just got a takedown, instead of trying to go to side control, focus on getting above your opponent at a higher angle and dig the head in and find your way to consolidate the pass. And if you can't lock in north-south, often them over defending this will make it easy to transition back to a classic side control style finish. Hope you guys like this video. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on the base controls of side control and north-south, as those have become a huge interest of mine as well, because understanding those positions well makes your ability to pass and consolidate so much better. It's worth going deep on. If you guys are interested in that, leave a comment and let me know that's what you want to see next. And as always, if you guys like the content, like, share, subscribe to help support the channel. Thanks a lot.